If you haven't done so yet, be sure to follow us on social media. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the good stuff. This is the weekend edition video. Good through, it looks like October 25th, 2020. And believe it or not, I'm doing this on a Friday. So let's just get after it. The markets ended the week mostly bullish. However, for the week, we're down just a smidgen. If you look here, everybody's in bullish territory but the Dow, and also silver and gold, and the VIX down 2%. Bitcoin down, but we got over 13,000 guys, 13,000 on Bitcoin. So not too shabby. Let's take a look here at the markets. Here's the S&P 500 spider. Here's the deal. We're in a big symmetrical triangle, but here's the question. What can we expect? We had this nice pull down on the daily chart. We started to pop on Friday after a Thursday hammer. We're hammering out on moving averages. We started to rally, ended the day on a bullish note, guys. So the moving averages are acting as support. Pull in more data. This is turning into a big bullish pennant. So the big leg up, pinching, bullish pennant. If it breaks out of this upper trend line right there, look for things to go bullish. That's what should happen. Okay, that's what should happen. But here's the big deal. The bigger deal is the big rising wedge. That rising wedge, if we get past this trend line, we're still not out of the woods. We have to get through that trend line. So I think the reason we're basing sideways, it has a lot to do with the markets. I think the markets or the election brings in a lot of indecision. That indecision is bringing some turbulence into the marketplace and people not making a determination on which direction it wants to go. So this is when watching the technicals becomes very, very important for us, because you guys have to remember this before I get into these charts. Price action, the charts that we look at, that's raw data. The volume that we see, those prints, those volume prints that we get, is raw data. Price action, volume confirms, validates price action. Whoever reads price action and volume best wins. Always remember that. You can't extrapolate down any deeper. You can't boil it down anymore. The raw data for you engineer minds is price action and volume. There's nothing more there. To bastardize that, add an indicator to it. An indicator is showing you something that you should have been seeing already, because the indicator is lagging by definition. The more indicators you use, the less likely you are to be successful as a trader. When I first started trading as a trader, I would add indicators and indicators and indicators, and I was always late to the party because I was looking for a confluence of buy signals coming together, and I was buying at the highs every time. It did not work. The more savvy I became as a trader, the more I started weaning myself from what I call training wheels. Indicators and oscillators are training wheels. So as soon as I started divorcing myself or weaning myself off of indicators and oscillators and honing in on raw data, that's when things change. So the S&P 500 has some issues to deal with, but right now just know it is coiling. That is building up a lot of pressure. Coiling. We are looking for a big move, and soon, because we are coming in to an apex. We have dissipating volume down here. Quick look at the centered oscillator. If you look here, we have a positive tick on the histogram. See that? And a crossover with those two lines. The MACD and the signal line does cross over, confirmed with the positive tick on the histogram at the 0 line. Guys, that tells us we have a good chance to start heading higher here. Good chance. This is on the daily chart, though. If I quickly take a look at the weekly chart on the S&P 500, big rising wedge on the weekly chart on the S&P. But at one point this week, we were in a lot of trouble because we got down below this trend line. But by week's end, we rallied up Thursday and Friday, up. So we got to back above this trend line. We are at no man's land. This is where we have to make a decision. I mean, we could go 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks between these two trend lines. But this is more bearish than is bullish. The only way that this will not be bearish is if this trend line right here if we can get a close above it. So in other words, we need to get above 356 area. If we can get above 356, I would say 357, like the gun, 357. If we can get above 357 and stay above 357, get a close there on a Friday. So in the next 3 weeks, on a Friday, if we're above 357, that will be very bullish. Remember that. Pause the video, write that down. Remember this part in the video. Extra bonus points for anybody who, if and when that happens going into the future, tag this in the video with the, I don't know, what, we're 5.5 minutes in. Extra bonus point. But if you look at the other indices here, I'm going to look at the daily. We're going to go here to the diamonds. The diamonds, same thing, big triangle, big rising wedge. It is starting to bounce, but what was interesting, let me blow this up so you can really see this. This is the diamonds. We popped up, but we have a red candlestick. We are above moving averages, but we should have just took off there. We're not seeing that on this daily chart. It's not great, right? If you look here at the Qs, this is the NASDAQ. We're building a low base. I don't like that low base. We went down, low base, but Thursday we went down, we come back up. Friday we went down, we came back up. But we're in a symmetrical triangle. Guys, this is telling me that there's a lot of indecision out there, and it has to do with the markets. If you look here, we down. We are below the zero line on the MACD, but the histograms are on the negatives are ticking lower big time. It looks like we're getting ready to cross over to a positive tick to the upside. That means we'll have a crossover on the MACD, and that should, if it does do that, we should rally back up. But we're not bullish until we get above that trend line, okay? But we're caught up in the moving averages going into the apex. This is the Russell's 2000. This looks a little different than the rest of them. We have these new highs up here, and we're staying up here. This is a big bull flag, starting to move higher, but we're only bullish if we get above this trend line. We really need to get above, I'd say 165 on the IWM. If we can do that, the IWM, if we can get above that 165 and stay above that on the daily chart, that will be pretty bullish. That needs to happen. The financials, same thing. We're up, kind of staying up here in this upper echelon above moving averages, but we're in this huge triangle, but we're staying in the upper side. If I were to take a line from the apex and draw that across here, most of the price action is staying up here in this upper echelon, not down here in the lower echelon. Are you following me? I hope so, because that's showing relative strength. And with that relative strength, gives us a better chance of popping to the upside. If financials pop to the upside, the rest of the markets will do the same. US dollar daily chart. On Wednesday, we broke down big time. Wednesday was a big drop. Thursday, it tried to bounce back. Friday, it's in a lot of trouble. So look for the U.S. dollar to start heading southbound. We were in this uptrend. We're no longer in that uptrend. Silver, it just continues to bounce around, giving us a big bear flag. Guys, silver really is worrisome to me, because if I look at silver here, what I'm doing, I'm using TradingView, by the way. TradingView, there's a link down below. That's what I'm using. A lot of people always ask. But if you look at this leg coming down, I go to the low here. You can see we're staying below the 50% Fibonacci. So this is a bear flag, guys. Bear flag. If we break down below, I would say if we get down below 2250 on SLV, you need to short silver. Okay, gold, if you look at gold, we're already on the wrong side. Look at this on Wednesday. Let me zoom in here. We came here and had this jab. This jab, we should have took off after that. It didn't. It popped up. It's tried to do a run, but we closed below it. Tried to get back above it. This is called almost an abandoned baby. It's not an abandoned baby. It's kind of like an island top. Came right back down. It keeps trying to get above this trend line, but we're down below it. Wednesday we popped up. That trend line is acting as major resistance in the 50-day moving average. It comes back down. I just do not like silver. I do not like gold right now. VIX volatility index came up, hit its head at resistance. Now it's heading south. That means fear is dropping, but we're still in the big symmetrical triangle. For the markets to get really bullish. This needs to get to this trend line and get below it. That's what we want VIX to get down below 25. If we can get down below 25 on the VIX, that'd be really bullish for the markets. Bitcoin is up and away. So let's look at this. I want to show you guys something. This is technical analysis. If you look at technical analysis here, we popped up, hit our head, we came up, touched it, and then dropped. We come up here and we hit our head, hit our head, hit our head, hit our head. But what formation do we have right here? If you look at this, we go up, 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 and sideways. What is that? It's a high base. That's a high base on the trajectory of the trend line. You see the trend line coming down, and you can see the trajectory. Those bodies are riding that down. If you do this, look at this. That it's staying above the moving averages. It's not losing. So on this little, what some people look at as a down leg, it didn't drop down here. It just stayed up here. Watch this. This is the magic. Do you guys see that? What did it do on this one that it didn't do on the rest of them? It closed above that trend line. That's go time. That's go time. Next, boom. Next, boom. Next, boom. Do you see that? Next, boom, boom, boom. So should you be buying Bitcoin right now? No, because it already had its big run. Wait for it to pull back. But I'll tell you this, guys. Bitcoin is not going to... You have to understand that PayPal's getting in on Bitcoin. You got a lot of big names saying that they are looking at Bitcoin in a really serious. I mean, they're buying part of their portfolios up to 1% of their portfolios are now going into Bitcoin. They're saying Bitcoin's not going away, and it's not. I've been talking about Bitcoin for a long time. So just know that Bitcoin's not going away, and you'll see a lot of turbulence up and down, but that thing is only going to be drifting upwards. With this sort of demand for a security, you don't call them securities right now, but anyway, for this much demand for a crypto, you just know that this dude it's serious, right? It's serious. It's something not to thumb. I mean, everything eventually will go to digital currency. Just know that. Fiat money is going away. It's antiquated way of doing business. We just got to figure out the infrastructures for transactions. I mean, I don't want to geek out here, talk about it. But while we're doing this, let's go take a quick look. Let's go take a quick look at my super duper Grok tech stocks. Super duper Grok tech stocks. Apple. Oh, snap. Apple is big time trouble, guys. All right, let's take a look at this. I want to make sure my lines are spot on first, okay? I see. Do you see how we're a little down? Let's bring this right there. And I'm only doing one set of trend lines. We teach 3. There's 3 trend lines for professional expert level trading, okay? 3, not 1. I'm just taking a look here. See, it bounces. So I'm good with this trend line. This trend line is legit. So let's go to this. Oh, it's very legit. Okay. So let's follow this. Support. Look at this. 2 times it hit. You guys, I want you guys to follow this. Okay. I want you guys to follow this. For you guys that are in forums and you guys are talking about Apple, share this video. Support. Look how do you see the trajectory of the line coming up? And this is for the engineer minds, okay? And for artists. If you're an artist or an engineer mind, follow this. We have this low. Look at those 2 lows of the shadows. It's not by accident that happened. Let's keep going. Just keep going. Let's keep going. Now watch this. We're going to pull back here soon. Come on, pull back. Okay, right there. See this? We go down below this trend line, but we came back and closed above it. What do you think it's going to do now at this trend line? What do you think? It should go up, right? Let's see if it does. Boom, to the upside. Oh, and a major one there. That's because of earnings. See, major. Boom. Up. So let's follow this. There's a high base pop. Another kind of a high base it's making. I gotta get rid of that post sign. Anyway. That's a high base that popped up, then dropped. Because it dropped, now I have another trend line that I'm starting. I need 2 points, not one, but anyway, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Now we're getting at this line, okay? We gap down, we go up, and we come back. What should happen right now? Should go up, right? Let's see what happens. Oh, it popped up, came down, did the same thing. What should happen? It should go up. There it goes. That post is right in my way. Boom! It hit its head at that resistance line. What should happen? It should drop. There it drops. We're at that line again. And that's where we're at right now. We broke below that line, guys. That means we broke the ice. If you ever walked on ice and would hear the ice cracking, this didn't just crack, your leg went down. That's a problem. Unless Apple can get back above that trend line and above these moving averages and break out of this thing, it's in dire trouble. You do not want to be holding long Apple right now. This is bad news for Apple. We have earnings coming up. We have earnings coming up. Be very careful. A lot of earnings. We're in earnings season. A lot of earnings coming up, guys. But share this with your Apple friends. Apple people should know that this is not good. Because of Apple being so important to so many people, I need to take a look at the weekly chart to see. So here it is. This is a problem, guys. See this? Support. I'll extend it. So the question is, will I get a candlestick right there and right there that will touch this line? But what I'm really keying on is that we close below it. So the candlestick's right there. Look at that. Stays right there on it. Look at this. It pulls right back to it. That line, we obviously hit it there. We broke it on the weekly. Guys, Apple is a sell, period. End of story. Sell. Take your profits, guys. Look at all the green. Look at the only one out of all this green that's red right now. Apple. Apple's the only one that's red. What do the big boys know on earnings coming up? That's what concerns me. I think earnings coming up will disappoint. Let's just see if I'm right on this. Let's see if I'm right. I think that's what's going to happen. Apples will disappoint on these earnings. This is nothing more than a thesis, okay? Hypothesis. That's all it is. How am I coming up with that? Because with all of the tech stocks in bullish territory, but Apple lagging and seeing the weekly and the daily breaking a trend line that has been validated and served as support multiple times, the only way that could happen is if big money was selling into it, okay? I'm thinking, based off of what I'm seeing technically, off of price action, that we have a significant problem with Apple going on right now. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Let's go back to the daily chart. And volume is really low at the end of the week, which is very typical. AMD, let's take a look at that. AMD is a buy, guys. AMD is a buy. Down. It's a symmetrical triangle, so it's a short-term buy. It needs to break a trend line. Let me show you the trend line. The trend line is right there. There's the trend line. That's how you draw one of the three trend lines. You do that. Trend line course, go to Grok Trade. At the top it says trend line course. That one is worth its weight in gold. Take that trend line course, guys. Take it. It's a game changer for your trading. And it'll take you an hour to go through, and there's actually 2 courses in there, so take them both. But if you go to a line chart, you see that support, major support. For you 401 students, I know there's a class coming up, but I want you to see something. For the 401 students, look at the trajectory of that price action. If I lay this down, do you see this line and that peak? Do you see that? So just pay attention to that. People, I should write a book on trend lines. I can't find it in my 23 years of trading in the live markets. I can't find anybody else in the market who know trend lines as in depth as I know them. And I've never claimed to be God's gift to trend lines, but because of how much it has helped me in my trading for decades and how meticulous we are, like I had to name those 3 trend lines for our students because there's nobody who has named them before. And I don't even see people using them. They're basically, they call trend lines the likes of, using a crayon because it's just an area. It's not just an area. It's precision. I think it has a lot to do with the algo trading that's out there because the algos know these lines and they're built into the programs is why they become self-fulfilling prophecies. And I think that's why they work so great. That's why you get smart traders that will sell. You get these gaps up and it will go down and people will sell into that and take advantage of all that downside. Same thing here. Gaps up above the trend line, drops down, you sell into that. So, but here, AMD, it's a buy. You could do a token entry here, buy more if it breaks out there. I think there's a good chance of this breaking out to the upside. Amazon. Oh, I've got to look at this one, guys. This is so interesting. I got to make sure the line is perfect because of what I'm seeing here. So to see this, it's not perfect. I want to tighten it up. You got to really zoom in to tighten these. The more you zoom in, the more you can see this. But you can see boom, boom, boom. I mean, this is spot on right there, okay? So this is how you draw trend lines. But look where this one hit. Look at the trajectory there and there. Do you guys see that trajectories? Oh man, it's so scientifically precise. It's awesome. Okay, let me go back. I want to look at this. I want to make sure we're right on, okay? Right on. Right here. Do you see this? Okay. So I feel good about these. Those are 2 really good lines or spots. Takes two spots to 2 points to make 1 line. Okay, so there we are. Look how we dipped our toe below it. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see where we tucked below? But it was hammer time. We go down, 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 and hammer time, and then it healed itself. It came right back. This could be a jab. Amazon is a big time buy, guys. We have earnings coming up. I don't like that. I don't like holding over earnings, but this looks like it has nothing but upside opportunity. As long as it can stay above this trend line, all is well. Buy city on Amazon. Baba, buy. It's a high base breakout looking to go higher. Baidu is a buy. It's up above these trend lines. This trend line needs work. I'm going to get rid of it. That one's a buy to the upside. Booking was down, down, down. That was a buy. That was a buy. So now, oh, did it break this trend line? Let's look here. It did. So you could actually buy now on this, like Monday. It's just extended. I don't like that, but it did break the trend line now. So that's like really good. Really good on Booking. I mean, Booking's $1,823, so you'll spend some money on that. I want to see something here. See how I went to this line, so I'm not hitting that. I want to see if the candlesticks drop to it. See how the candlesticks drop to it perfectly? Do you see that? So because of that, I brought in more data. So that trajectory is spot on. That's a buy. That's a big time buy. Cisco, let's look at Cisco. You could probably buy Cisco. This is a step up. Do you see this? This is a little inverted head and shoulder, nice pullback. I think we have upside potential there. Catfish, that's a buy. Everything looks good, guys. eBay is a bull pullback buy. It popped. Look for that to head higher. It's earnings, though. Everybody's got earnings, so you got to not stay with the earnings thing. We got earnings coming up on Facebook, but it looks like people are very bullish on how Facebook is going to fare. I think people are liking the idea of what Facebook's going to do over earnings. A lot of times you'll see that. You'll see nice volume come in. You'll see big moves to the upside. But with that gap higher, there must have been news driving that. which I'm not in Facebook right now, so I don't know what that news was. The Google with an L, look, there it's just up, it's going, looking good. But just be careful with that. GoPro that's a buy. Had this major run, nice bull pullback, nice opportunity to buy that. Microsoft is a buy setup. MU, stay away from, take your profits. Netflix, stay away. Wednesday it broke a major trend line. You do not want any part. Look for that on Monday, Tuesday to bounce up, but that should act as resistance, and this is just in a lot of trouble. Netflix should start drifting southbound. No good. Just stay away, take profits off of Netflix. Nvidia, buy opportunity. We're at support. Really buy it on a breakout to the upside. Oracle, buy opportunity. PayPal, maybe be watching that. I don't know. I'd stay away from PayPal. Roku, stay away from that. Shopify, okay. You know what? For this video, stay away from it. Snap. Oh, Snap. Look at this, guys. Had earnings, boom, 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 to the upside. Snap's looking good. Got to wait for a pullback. Had great earnings. Wait for some sort of pullback or a high base or a bullish pennant. Wait for a bullfight. Something for us to get in. Tesla is just chopping sideways. Listen, if Tesla can get above that trend line, if Tesla can get above 455, that's a buy. Okay, Twitter is up, buy opportunity, high base. Look for that to go higher. Twitter is a good one. So here it is, guys. So this is, if you made it to the end, the long and short of it is this. We are coming right into earnings season. Because we're coming into earnings season, that's a good time to not be holding over earnings. If you're holding over earnings, it's a crapshoot on if you're going to win or lose. If we do not, as professional expert traders, do 50-50. 50-50 is not in our cards. If we would never do a 50-50 coin flip to try to bet with you. So I'm mentoring a kid. His name's Keyshawn. I'm mentoring. He's 19 years old. When I say mentoring, this is more on life mentoring. He wants to learn how to do Forex trading because all of his friends are doing it. And I told him to stay away from that because he'll have his head handed to him until he learns expert technical analysis. Not reading some books and jumping into indicators and doing your own research and thinking that you're an expert. I'm telling you, you're not. If you are trading in the markets, there's an 89% chance. 89, so 9 out of 10 of you right now, if you were to go back 1 quarter or 1 year, your accounts are lower, not higher. That's because you're in the group of individuals who are undereducated. That's it. It's an easy fix. Get mentored. But Keyshawn, who I'm mentoring, I did this scenario with him. I said this. I said, you got $20 on you. He pulled out $20, okay? He pulled out $20. And I pulled out $20. And then I pulled out a second $20. And here was the question I asked him. I said, I had him put his $20 on the table. And I said, okay, here's the deal. I'm going to flip this coin. Are you willing to lose that on a 50-50 toss if you win 2 to your 1? So a 2-to-1 reward risk ratio. And this is something we teach on the business side of our mentoring. I said, so if we flip the coin, it lands on heads, you win $40, okay? If it lands on tails, I get your 20 on a 50-50 flip. Will you take that bet? He goes, I don't know. So he hesitated. And I said, yes, you'll take that bet. And you would never pass that bet up. And he was surprised, of my enthusiasm on that. And I said, okay, with that understanding, if you would lose 1 to win 2, okay, a 2-to-1. And if you understand that that's a good odd, how much money would you put in right now? How many, if you had endless 20s, how many 20s would you be willing to wager on this? He goes, oh, probably just one. I said, Keyshawn, you're not understanding the game. I said, anytime you put $1 into something and you can make back $1.25, $1.25, then you have an ATM. So I'm helping a 19-year-old grasp the understanding of money. And it dawned on me, he goes, man, he goes, because then we started getting into, well, how many times, even if you lost 2 times, if you kept doing it out of 10, you're going to basically win 5 times and lose 5 times on average, right? It's a 50-50 flip. A 2-to-1 doesn't take long for you to make a ton of money. He goes, man, I'm in. Let's do this. Let's flip. So we flipped. He lost. So I took his 20. And I could just see the dread come down on him. He's like, oh, you could just see he hated the fact that he lost $20. But I gave it back to him. I said, listen, I'm not going to take your 20. I said, I would have given you my 40, but I'm not going to take your 20. And he smiled and put it in his pocket quickly. But the thing I want to share with you guys is trading is the exact same thing. Trading is a game of probabilities. You've got to make sure that the odds are stacked in your favor to trade. That no matter if you win or lose on your next trade, you're not emotionally thrown to fear or greed. You're emotionally stable. You're emotionally neutral, agnostic. You are cold-blooded, okay, when it comes to your trade, because you pragmatically understand that it doesn't matter what the next trade is. What matters is what happens after 10 trades, what happens after 25 trades, what happens after 50 trades, what happens after 100 trades. If the odds are stacked in your favor, after 25 trades, you're making money. After 50 trades, you're making more money. After 75 trades, you're making a lot of money. After 100 trades, you're a happy, happy camper. The only way to trade is to have the odds stacked in your favor. The only way to have odds stacked in your favor is to have systems in place that increase your odds. The only way to have systems in place to increase your odds is to have the rule sets in place that actually have been validated that do increase odds. Oh, I'm getting into the weeds. I hope I'm not losing you guys. To have rules in place that are validated, that increase your odds, that's the sticking point. That's the hard part. So that is why in life, have a life coach. If you're in a place in life that you can be a mentor to somebody, reach out to that person and say, I'm willing to teach you. If you see potential in somebody, put your hand out and help them. For all of us, there's a kid that goes to our church. He owns a business. It's a business coaching thing. And I helped him in business. I'm an entrepreneur, so I helped him, but I'm half tempted to hire him. It's somebody who I've helped, but because of his competencies, I'm looking for him. I might hire him to be my mentor in the areas of staying focused in my business principles. Because I'm launching yet another business. I have a trading algorithm that's killing it. My account's up 60. My retirement account is up 60%. In 3 months, I'm up 19% with the CAGR for the monthly, okay? For you guys who know business and finances. CAGR monthly, not the annual. My account's up 19% per month the last 3 months. Last 3 months overall, my account is up 60%. A retirement account. If your retirement account is up 15% for the year, you should run around the house with excitement, because the odds are your account on average should go up 11% per year. If you go back 100 years, that's what you're up, 11%. 15% you should be running around the house, running around with excitement. Think about your retirement right now. If your account was up 60% right now, what would that mean? That should put a smile on your face. If you're looking to retire next year, next 5 years, and your account was up 60%, that should put a smile on your face. So I have an algorithm. I'm starting a business. I'm getting my Series 65 to help people manage their funds for them. If you're a qualified investor, $2.1 million or more, not including your home, making over $200,000 a year, or you can put in $500,000 as an investment as a minimum, I can work with you with the algorithm. So those people, there's 10 of you now that I'm keeping on a short list, telling you can reach out to me at des@groktrade.com. But anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about here is this. Learn the rules for trading. The best way to do this is to find a mentor. Find a mentor who, one, is a trader first. Okay? Here's the secret to finding a mentor in trading. First, don't trade without a mentor. Burn the books. All they're going to do is confuse you, because all the methodologies are different. Okay? All they're going to do is confuse you. Burn the books. I'm talking from experience. I have a ton of books over here. All they did was confuse me. It wasn't until I got my mentor when things changed for me in my trading, period. That's why I went back to my mentor a second time and a third time. The reason I keep going back to my mentor is because I learned more with mentoring, because I could ask my questions at my speed. I had somebody who was in the trenches showing me the way, clearing the fog, turning on the lights for me. The mentoring is the secret sauce. That's the hack to trading. So here's the secret. Number one. They need to be traders first. Duh, right? Don't teach if you don't do it. Number two, they have to be teachable. They have to have teaching skills. They have to be, one, willing to teach you, but two, have the ability to teach you. Okay? So you got to find somebody who's a trader. Number two, who can teach and willing to take you on as a student. Number three, that they're there and they're going to answer your questions going into the future, okay? There's a lot of mentors out there. Find one and do that. We have a mentor service. We mentor. We only do it 3 days out of 30, okay? We're traders first. We're educators second. So only 3 days out of the month, we'll take a weekend and we'll do a training. And that training is we call it the 3-day, it's full immersion. It's trading immersion. We teach you everything you need to learn to trade in those 3 days, but then we stay with you for eternity, forever. We give you trading software so we can hone in on what you're trading, how you're trading, and we can see your weaknesses very quickly so we can fix your problems very quickly. We want to fix your problems fast. The faster we fix your problems, the faster you are to successful trading. I want our students to be better than all the other students out there. All of our competitors who have students, I want our Grok grads to do better than them, to learn faster, to be more profitable, to do better in the markets. I want our students victimizing everybody else out there who are not properly educated. And they are. If you are losing money in the markets, it's because you're trading against people who are better suited, better prepared to trade against you. That's why you're losing money. Even the odds, find yourself a mentor, go somewhere. Competitors, the one I was with before, used to charge $25,000. That came with a package that included me as a mentor back in the day. They're still charging those big prices. Don't pay them. We got our fees down, our tuition down by doing groups, so everyone, we can spread out the cost. So we do small groups, and we don't have brick and mortar. We don't have to charge big money. Yeah, so anyway, if we can help you, great. So I hope this was beneficial. The Apple is a concern to me. Share this with Apple people. Gold and silver, they're a concern to me. Share those with with you guys who are in gold and silver. That's problematic for what I'm seeing in the markets. But overall, tech stocks as a whole are looking really, really bullish. That's good for the markets. Good for the markets, but we're going into earnings season. This will be very telling. I can't help but to think, due to the last quarter, we're going to have a lot of problems with earning results coming out. That's my gut feeling. We'll see what earnings bring us. So if you haven't done so yet, like, subscribe. Find us on Twitter. Find us on Instagram. Find us on LinkedIn. We are out there in the cyber community sharing good stuff. If you are on any of those social medias, feel free to join us. All right. So anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you. Love you much, much, much. Leave us comments if you made it to the end. Say made it. Say made it. I want to see which ones of you actually made it this far, because you are crazy, psycho, insane. Who in their right mind would be on a video for 40 plus minutes listening to me just go drone on and on and on and on? Look at this. I didn't even clean up my chair. I got my fleece here. I just got a new office, guys. I just got a new office. So I'm not going to be in my home doing, I don't know, I may do my videos from home. I got to see. But I got a new office, so I get to decorate it. I'm going to buy a new chair. I don't know. It'd be cool. We'll see. So hope you guys are well. We'll see you later. Bye.